Hey everybody, welcome back to World of Tanks with Hachiman, and I've got a double dose of gameplay here. Epic Ace Tanker badges. First one from Cyber and his T54 Mod 1, and the other one will be from Max the Bacon Eater and his Type 59. Starting with Cyber here. He is in a Tier 8 matchup, wonderful matchup for this machine as a Tier 8 premium. Getting into a game against mostly Tier 8s is desirable. As the gun on this machine is not quite as good as the actual as some of the other tanks at Tier 8. Neither here nor there. He is on Himmelsdorf in an encounter battle. Pretty even odds to win according to XVM, 50-50, and the teams look pretty well matched up. Cyber's at the very bottom of the hill, and let's see what he does. Speed up time a little bit to get down the countdown.
Let's get this show on the road.
So Cyber turns around and decides to head straight up the hill. I split pretty evenly 50-50 on that in terms of whether or not I go up the hill in a medium. When I'm top tier, I tend to be quite frank about it. But sometimes I like to run around and try to intercept those little bastards that are running around down there. You can usually catch a light tank. Now, why the friendly light tanks all went up the hill to get murdered, I don't quite get. That is not your job as a light tank in this map. Oh, Panther 88 on the enemy team just got obliterated. Took a huge hit probably from the Waffenträger. And Cyber moves up on the corner, donks his first shot into the rubble, and says, maybe I should fire this Tiger, not the T54, since hitting the Tiger is easier. He doesn't kind of have to come all the way around. Friendly Tiger 2 is off on the side, just getting obliterated. Cyber zooms in on the Super Pershing and bounces the shot. Friendly Tiger 2 is dead. Seems already down 1-3. Yeah, hits the lower plate of the Super Pershing. That's not going through. You need a lot more firepower than what you got on that thing. FCM comes around, shot skates off the front of the upper plate, but the FCM bounces his return fire. FCM's playing a good game, except Cyber's able to get on the Commander's Cupola and pounce one through, and yet the FCM still manages to bounce, as good as the gun is on that tank. FCM aims this time, aims low, does not miss. Cyber nails the Tiger. Tiger bounced his shot. FCM got aggressive that time. Okay. And the Tiger bounces a shot. I gotta tell you, I don't Alright, hold on one second. Let's...
Penetration.
Pens the Tiger. I don't get why these guys haven't killed him already. Tiger 1, if it's running the long 88 gun, should have no trouble penning a T54 first prototype. It can pen a T54 in the lower plate. The long 88's got 203 millimeters of pen. It's more than adequate. That FCM 50T's gun is very good. It again, more than enough pen, but these guys aren't aiming. I'm convinced they are just locking on and firing, and so their shots are going right at the center of mass, right at his upper plate, and they're hitting it at these ridiculous bad angles, and they're just, shots are skating off. I don't get it. But Cyber's keeping calm and just nailing them. He's making them pay. For every shot they bounce, he's making them pay. And then a friendly Waffenträger rebalances you. Thanks a lot. Cyber nails the FCM again, sets him on fire, goes out automatically, bounces another shot from the FCM. FCM kills the Waffenträger. Cyber's in trouble, except he manages to eat a shot on this track, takes one from the FCM, turns his attention to the Tiger, who runs away. The Tiger only needs one shot, easy pen, bounces another hit from the Tiger, and says, I'm done with this guy. Lower plate for the kill. Beautifully done. 13 hits taken, and he's still up and moving in this machine. Done 2,258 damage on Tier 7 and Tier 8s. Oh, that was just too easy. kill on the Super Pershing from behind, and the T-29, T-34, excuse me, goes, oh crap, we're flanked. Cyber hits him and backs up just in time to avoid the shot. T-34's gun's very inaccurate. He did not have the time to aim that. Whoa, enemy already trying to get in on the action. T-34 comes around, Cyber... Oh! 120 millimeter gun. And that shell, I don't know if you can see it, I know what I'm looking for, but right there in the middle of the top of the turret, skated right off the top. T-34's gun is horribly inaccurate. You have to be at point blank range or give it, you know, an hour to aim. T-34, I should say. Cyber does not manage to get the kill. Friendly T-25-2 finally shows up to help him out and finishes the T-34 off. Now you know Artie should be at the bottom of that hill because they're firing at him in the normal position for artillery. If they're smart, they're running. But they're not. There's a Hummel. He locks on, fires on the move and misses. Nice serpentine there, avoiding fire from the Hummel. Hits the next shot on the move. And the Hummel's done. No chance for the Hummel for his 4th kill. Cyber, I gotta hand it to you. How you pulled off a steel wall in so far at this point, having taken 14 hits, most of them bounces and ricochets. That's impressive. Because while I've not done a review on this, this tank is not known for its toughness. Alright, so Cyber's coming down. Yali here, he's hunting the other Artie and a Ramaton Borzig Waffenträger, who has 2 kills, played by a decent player. Not a top-notch player by any means, but a decent player. Cyber just doesn't want to go blundering into him because that Waffenträger will not bounce. Plain and simple. And he knows that. He's being very cautious. My bet would be the Waffenträger is pulled back. Probably somewhere to Bravo 5, maybe even back around Alpha 3. Well, I wasn't far off. Bravo 3. So now that Cyber knows where he is, he can go ahead and start to move in. He's out of regular rounds. All he's got left is premium and HE. With the enemy tanks that are left, I personally would load an HE round, but that's okay. Really doesn't matter. T-25-2 kills the M44. I don't know that Cyber, yeah, didn't think Cyber was going to get in on that. But hey, 3,160 damage, just missed the high caliber, 4 kills, Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, earned a steel wall. Fantastic, fantastic play, just really excellent. Can't say enough good things about it. Now, wait till you see this. Okay guys, so here we've got Max the Bacon Eater in his Type 59. He's platooned with Thermo, who's in his 59 Patton. Similar tanks, though the 59 Patton has horrible gun depression, but overall seems to be a superior machine. Tier 8 matchup, very evenly matched or distributed, it would seem, and 45% chance to win according to XVM. And they're on, of course, Fiery Salient, standard battle. Thermo seems content to run over to the 1-2 line. I really like Max's choice of moves here. He turns right, crosses the railroad tracks. He's thinking one thing. He's thinking hill. And the reason he's thinking hill, he's top tier for one. And he's in a Type 59. Just really robust armor. While the millimeter thickness is not necessarily the best at 150, it's got excellent slanting, and he's got a tough turret. And he's thinking he can stand in there against Tier 8 heavy tanks if he needs to. Plus, he can get up the hill before the enemy Tier 8 heavy tanks can, so. LTTB is already up and starting to do a scout run, and he's kind of chasing the Pershing up at this point. Kind of surprised the Pershing's climbing that hill faster than he was, but anyway. LTTB has spotted an enemy LTTB and spotted the Tiger II coming up. Max locks on as he comes over and misses because he doesn't come over enough, and that Type 59 gun depression really rears its ugly head. But that was almost too easy, frankly. Checking to make sure he doesn't snapshot without any aiming, no real chance of hitting that shot. Oh, and I'm sorry, he's also platooned with Clio, who's trying to do some runs across the middle of the map. Max really doesn't have a whole lot of tanks on this side. There's no friendly tanks in the middle to speak of. Most of the friendly tanks are on the 1-2 line, and 3 line for that matter. I don't blame Max for trying to knock down the buildings a little bit there. This isn't quite the machine for doing that, because it carries very limited ammunition, 33 rounds, something like that. Alright, Tiger II and Panther M10 have come up a bit. Max is trying to see what he can do to get a shot on him, and gets an easy one with the side of the Tiger II's turret. And he gets some support fire from Thermo way over there, who hit the Tiger II. And he just bounced a shot from the E-25 right off the turret, I believe. But like I said, this tank is very, very tough. Panther M10 misses. Panther M10's got a short 7.5. Doubt he could really pen anyway. E-25 bounces again. His platoon mate hits the enemy Panther M10. Max swings a little more right. He wants to create a little more defilade between himself and these guys as he tries to push his advantage on these 2 enemy tanks. Then at the loss of his heavy, Max decides to back up, and he's watching behind himself, I think to make sure he doesn't go over the ledge. But with the Black Prince dead, Max is suddenly thinking, wait a minute here. If I get into this, I'm going to find myself against a lot more than I expected. No shot on the FCM-52, so he pulls back. And I don't think that's a bad move, because they come up and over the hill. He should spot them. Hopefully he'll get some fire support from his friends below. Hopefully. He's trying to decide how to orient himself. He's also trying to get some shots on those guys, but he really can't get over it. The hill has a slight ledge upwards right there, which makes it hard to shoot at enemy tanks from a distance. Be patient. That FCM-52 is still hanging around down there. But he only has to be patient because the friendly tanks have completely swept the 1, 2, 3 lines. There's the E-25 that gave him so much trouble before. Having a little bit of trouble getting on the guy. Oh, E-25 stops and backs up just in time. And then he sees the Tiger II's made a reappearance. Decides to focus back on the E-25. Didn't lead quite enough, just kind of took the shot. It's okay. Got him dead to rights right there. There you go. And then a Panther M10 shows up. He bounces a shot from the Churchill 7, takes one from the Panther. Whoa, look at that. Takes one from the Panther, gets turned around, plants one into the Panther, bounces a shot off his turret from the Tiger II and the Panther M10. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the position of the Tiger II and the Panther M10. Max makes a brilliant, absolutely brilliant move and puts the Panther M10 between him and the Tiger. The Type 59 has a very low profile. That Tiger II cannot possibly hit him. It was just absolutely brilliant maneuver. He's keeping a close eye on the Tiger II. Tiger II, realizing he has no shot, decides to focus instead on the friendly tank in the back there. Meanwhile, the Panther M10 continues to fire, desperately trying to pen. Look at this. The Tiger II comes in on Max. The Panther M10's a one-shot, Max adjusts himself at just the last second to absorb the Tiger II's shot into his track.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Executes the Panther M10, and gets his track back up, and keeps himself just at point-blank range with the Tiger, so all the Tiger can do is shoot that OP turret. And then his buddy Thermo, his platoon mate, finishes him off for him. Some nice fire support. Thermo hit that guy a couple times. But just the beauty of how he kept himself alive, how he oriented his tank, just showed immense understanding. Bounces a shot off the front of the T-28, who repays the favor. Wow, that's impressive. Just fantastic gameplay there. He's using the wreck of the Tiger II to cover himself. T-28 seems to have backed off. That's a bad move for the T-28 in a lot of ways, because that tank has no gun depression. So, if it's sitting backwards on a hill, and Max chooses to rush it, he'll never get his gun on Max. Alright, so Max is being a little nervous here. T-28's got a big 120mm gun, and while he bounced one shot, can't count on that happening again. And his platoon mate, Thermo, I think is headed this way to get up the hill to give him some support. So Max is going to sit and be patient for a moment. Max only has 3 rounds of regular ammo left. He gets a pretty big premium load on this machine. I'm not totally sure why. Maybe for Tier 8 clan wars or detachments. T-28 makes a fresh appearance, and then comes an AMX 1375. He locks on and hits the 1375 once. He's got to be careful how much he moves out here. I didn't know an AMX 1375 could fly. Max has to be very careful as to how much of his tank he exposes to that T-28, and that's why he was being very careful. And right there you would think that T-28 has a shot on him, but he really doesn't. T-28's gun depression is horrible, and I don't believe he's got a shot. Anyway, 1375 is shooting up the hill at Max. Max takes a hit from him. Takes one from the T-28, and he knew he was going to, because then, oops. Yeah, not much T-28 can do about that. Max made a good move ignoring that 1375 at that point, by the way. Another shot into the side firing premium, that's all he has left. T-28 has no prayer, there's nothing to do. Max finishes the kill. Wonderful, wonderful use of a medium tank against a turretless tank destroyer. Takes the hit he knew he was going to take. You always hope it'll bounce, but you assume it's not going to. Executes the 1375. Look how far he had to peek over. Quick commentary on that. You have to assume the enemy shot is going to penetrate you. You have to assume that. You cannot assume the bounce. If going out there means you're going to die if he penetrates you one time, you don't make the move. You have to assume it's going to pen. And Max did, and he knew he could afford to. He took the pen like a champ, closed the distance, got on the T-28 side. This game is still not over. It's still 11-10. Now it's 11-11. You would think with Max's owning of the hill almost single-handedly that this game would be pretty much done, but nope, not yet. A little bit of epilepsy there, I'm not sure. Max is wanting that Churchill, and he finally gets the side. Thermo hit him once, and then Max completed the kill, so now it's 13-11. They got a tank destroyer and a light tank to pick up. There's the Ferdinand. Very dangerous, but Max has his side, and he's going to snipe right into it. First shot, pens. Rest in peace, ammo rack. 725 damage. Bye-bye, Ferdinand. For the last kill, the win. Ace tanker, steel wall, Did not get the high caliber, just missed it, but just fantastic gameplay. Utterly controlled his little corner of the world. Made some brilliant moves when the time came. Just really fantastic play. Great job, Max. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching these games as much as I did, and I hope you'll like them. I hope you'll comment, and please, if you haven't already, subscribe. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.